I live in a small town plagued by a demonic presence. In order to appease the being, every year we have to sacrifice a few lives to be eaten alive. To make it fair for the town people, every year a group of young people who reach a certain age are chosen as candidates for the sacrifice. At night, these candidates are locked in a house that was built specifically for the ritual. I use the word candidates because not all of them will be killed in the end. The demon has a very particular way of choosing his prey, a really twisted method that suits his role as the evil of this world. It only kills those who are caught awake. Of course, everyone who has been put in the sacrificial house would try their best to fall asleep, but who could fall asleep when their heart is jumping in their chest out of fear? The demon knows this. He knows we all are pretending to be asleep. And what does he do? He would come to each person's bed to taunt them, scream at them in the most bizarre inhuman voice, or fake their dead relative's voice to mess with them. He wants to catch them slipping up. Just a tiny scream or a small flinch from his victim is enough for him to condemn them for not being asleep. In other words, deserving to be eaten alive. I was one of the candidates this year. When the sun went down, all of us got put in separate rooms in the sacrificial house. Rooms with no doors, of course. The walls are made from thin layers of dried vines laced together. I can see the bed in the room across the hallway. The person in the room across is able to see me too. The thought of being able to witness someone's death was unsettling. I tried to keep my eyes closed, tried to not move for hours, and tried to fake sleeping as well as I could. I would never know when it is time the demon would come, and I would not want him to catch me pretending, not even for a millisecond. The silence was suffocating. Each tick of the unseen clock was a dagger to my heart. My eyelids, heavy with fatigue, threatened to betray me. A single tear escaped, a silent plea for mercy. It has been hours of anticipation. For a second, I yearned to open my eyes, to ease the sore from squeezing my eyes shut for hours. Or perhaps I hoped to end this torturing feeling of waiting for something bad to happen, but never know when it will be. Perhaps I wanted to take a peek at my surroundings for a second to reassure myself that I'm still safe. I opened my eyes and took a quick look around. The well-lit room, the empty hallway, the eerie silence. Before I could react, I spotted something in the corner of my eye moving. It did not take me a moment to realize what it is. It was the demon. He finally came. I made eye contact with that thing. With a steady pace, it glided through the open doorway and into my room. I now make the worst realization. The demon caught me with my eyes open. He caught me awake. He is going to kill me. Unable to even blink, my eyes captured every moment of him coming into my room, standing close to my bed and staring at my face. An expression appeared on his face that I could only imagine as a twisted smile. What do I do now? My body tensed up, and every muscle in my body froze. There is only one thought that comes to my mind. Maybe I should keep doing what I am doing now. Keep my eyes open and not moving. Maybe somehow he would mistake me as sleeping with my eyes half open. Just maybe. Only one tiny hope is enough for me to hold on for dear life. He slowly sat beside me on the bed. There are too many limbs on his twisted body. His limbs are dangling as if they are melting away. His face is just... I wish I could have the words to describe. It's a human face, but not quite. It's a combination of every feature that you don't want to see on a human. It's asymmetrical, disfigured, diseased, misshapen. One of his eyes is popping out, pumping in and out as if following a heartbeat. His appearance is a twisted mockery of humanity. He picks me up to put me even closer to his face. And then, it happens. The scream. The shrieking. The sound that he makes is otherworldly. It's high pitch and low pitch at the same time. The kind of sound that no one thought humans could hear. The sound is chaotic, deranged, like it is the cries of all of his previous victims. It's eating into my brain, like 1,000 needles that are slowly pushing into the back of my head. It's driving me insane. I'm losing my mind. I can't take this anymore. The visual and audible overstimulation is pushing me over the edge. It's tearing me apart from the inside. Only one thought fills the back of my mind. I'd rather be deaf and blind than continue on bearing this. I'd rather die. Losing control of my body, I did the unthinkable. I quickly sat up and took the biggest breath of my life. And then I screamed. I screamed louder than the shrieking. I tried to block out the horrifying sound with my voice, even if that would be the death of me. I screamed at the top of my lungs for as long as I could, to the point that my vision grayed out. To my surprise, the next thing I knew was that the horrible face was not in front of me anymore. The shrieking had stopped too. Then I was quickly overcome by exhaustion, and I collapsed. I think the last thing I saw was in the corner of my eyes. The monster was going to the room across the hallway. The next day, it's afternoon in the middle of a busy market. I wandered aimlessly among the crowd. This place with plenty of people is the only place that I can feel safe. What happened last night still haunts me. The scene still burns in my head. For a short moment, I felt a chill seep into my bones. The bustling market, once a source of comfort, now seemed alien and hostile. I know this uneasy feeling too well. That's when something out of place caught my eyes. In the cold shadow between buildings, there is someone just standing still. He is looking at me intensely. His lips curl up to form a thin smile when he knows that I see him now. Chills ran down my back and my body froze. The more I look at him, the more I understand why I feel this way. It's not a person. It looks perfectly human, but I can tell from his expression that something ain't right. Its eyes are uncanny and filled with obsession. A slow, sinister smile crept across its face. Maybe I am not yet safe after all.